Hi, my name is Sarah Glassmeyer, and I'm the Director for Data Curation at Legal Tech Hub. I'm joined today with Ingrid, who is one of the co-founders of Uncover Legal, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the history and background of the company and then go into a demo. So hi, Ingrid, welcome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, how Uncover Legal got started?
I'm a former lawyer. I studied law in the Netherlands and then straight out of university went to work for one of the biggest law firms here, international law firm, and I've been there for nearly 10 years. And during that time, I saw a lot of litigation, a lot of deals. I was doing tax law. And also during that entire time and before, one of my best friends and I both studied law and were both working as lawyers. And we were at one point in time sort of complaining to each other how inefficient some of the work that, well, ourselves in the beginning, but later on, the associates that were more junior needed to do. Time consuming work that everybody finds dull and boring, and also work that usually takes place during late hours. So a lot of things that sort of struck us as, okay, if we're gonna continue working in law for the coming 20, 30 years, there should be something that makes our lives easier and more fun, our professional lives. And so we were just complaining, but then we thought, okay, we both think the same, right? Maybe other lawyers do so as well. So we started, let's say, having conversations with many people that we knew, many lawyers, and those conversations led to an idea of, okay, in the ideal world, not knowing anything about AI at the time or not knowing anything about software development. We were just both, full-time lawyering, but we were just thinking, okay, if assuming software would work, what would it best take away from us? So what would help us most and what would the solution look like? So we really thought of the ideal world and the solution, and then combined all the views, our views, the views of the people we knew, and that quickly transformed into an idea of, okay, if we could sort of build some tech around this would be amazing. We didn't know if that would be possible. So we went to talk to some tech people, and eventually we learned a tool that can help you design sort of a front end, which we used to take to a VC fully focused on AI, also with their own developers within their team. And we took sort of our proposition to them, got invested in, and started building. So that was all a lot of fun. It was right before, I think it was like 9 months before OpenAI launched its first LLM. So we also started building some of our own AI models, which were nearly as good enough, of course. So we quickly learned how to leverage, let's say, the best that's out there, including multiple models and multiple versions of different models. So that's how we got started.
Yeah. So how do people use Uncover Legal? What are the problems it's designed to solve, and who is using it, and how are they using it?
Well, Uncover Legal is a tool that users upload the information that they receive from their clients on. So imagine without Uncover, it's either a data room that you enter or it's your email inbox filled with a lot of emails with attachments, which you then save to your document management system. That's type of information. So information that's relevant for you to get to know the case you're working on. So let's say the documents that include the facts, that information you upload into Uncover. And our users then use Uncover to quickly get a thorough understanding of the case they're advising on. So we have a couple of, let's say, features that do some automatic analytics based on, let's say, the tasks that we know every lawyer needs to do, regardless of sort of their practice area or what type of matter they're advising on, whether it be M&A or litigation, so very broad. For example, we automatically summarize, we automatically put all documents in chronological order, stuff like that. So things that are handy anyhow. And then we have a couple of tools that are specifically helpful for people if they have to deal with large numbers of documents. What is very helpful is our timeline. So what we do is we give users the opportunity to, let's say, pick a topic that they want to know more about. And then our system sort of grabs all the information from the various documents that concern that topic or the facts relating to that topic and put all those facts in chronological order, giving you the timeline of events, which comes in very handy. And it's a timeline you can have a conversation with, so you can also change it very easily. And another thing that our users use Uncover for, which is actually our sort of most used feature, I would say, is what we call junior lawyer. And you should consider that sort of an assistant that has knowledge and understanding of the content that's in the matter, so of all documents, and is also able to analyze and answer questions across documents, taking into consideration multiple pieces of information from different documents and drawing analysis based off of, let's say, a multitude of finding places of information, which is sort of the thought process of lawyers, but then repeated by AI. So just picking bits and pieces that you consider relevant and combining that into either some text that you want to have drafted or answers to questions. And yeah, this tool is really easy to use, difficult to develop. So yeah, it's one that we are very proud of.
What makes Uncover different than anyone else? And why should someone give it another look and decide that they might want to try it out?
Well, apart from the tech being very sophisticated and working really well, I think it's worth giving Uncover a look because you will find that because it's been from the start designed through the eyes of lawyers, it really follows sort of your thought process. It works really intuitively. And that's very important because lawyers don't have any time to waste, right? They don't want to get to learn how a tool works. And of course, you could benefit from a little explanation, but it's really easy to use. And let's say Uncover is one of the tools that was, I think, sort of earliest in the AI hype, but started with sort of AI at its core. So it's not something that we drag in as a promotion, feature, but it's something that we implement and integrate in all our functionality just to make it, perform as best as it can. So yeah, meaning that we only apply sort of AI where it actually helps and improves outcomes. And also our tool is only filled with information and analysis that actually help lawyers. So it doesn't distract you. It doesn't make suggestions of all the stuff that you could do. It's really intended for people to help them focus and for them to know what they should be doing in a matter. So to continue with their way of working, but then instead of outsourcing to human colleagues, just outsourcing to our legal assistants.
That's great. I can't wait to see it. So we're now going to jump into a demo of Uncover Legal and see how it all works.
So the idea is customers get a username, password, and they can just log in wherever they are. And we've built Uncover on a per matter basis. So the tool is designed to integrate with document management systems.
Oh, nice.
For example, we integrate with iManage because that's the way the lawyer works, right? It's on a per matter basis. So what they would do here is just add a new matter when they have it and open it and then start adding documents, which they can directly pull from their document management system or just upload. Every matter has this layout. So it all looks like this, but the content is obviously derived from all the information that we pull from the documents that people upload. And during the uploading, a couple of things happen. So the AI needs to pull out certain insights. But before the AI can assess the documents, they need to be transformed to readable formats. So everything is first OCR'd. All the documents are also vectorized, meaning that we can later on search through them more efficiently and quicker. And the AI gets to work. And what we automatically do is we categorize documents and classify them according to their categories. So we look at the content. So the lawyer knows, okay, I uploaded X number of documents and I know, oh, I have 10 agreements to look at, for example. Also, one thing that lawyers always do is they have the documents, save them on their computer, then they're saved on the date that they saved them on their computer. But actually, they need to know, when was this document drafted? Because when you want to know something about a matter, you go through it chronologically, right? So you start at the beginning. So we recognize the date that's relevant for a lawyer, and we order the documents in chronological order based on that date.
Oh, nice.
So for example, if you open a document here, you can see it's from 204. So that's this information we pull and we order. It's always convenient to have summary. So that's not really something very new, but we summarize all documents. And what we also do is we give the user an overview in chronological order of all those summaries.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
On which you can click and then you get to the original source documents. Everything can be very easily translated because sometimes you have a multitude of languages in the documents, but you have to advise in one, right? So meaning input needs to be translated so that you can do quite easily. And there are some other functions here. You can filter, you can order according to status, etc. The tool that is used most currently is called our junior lawyer. You can also access it through the dashboard. And the junior lawyer you should really see as a junior colleague who has read up. So who knows the content of all the documents that are in this file and who you can ask questions to and hand out certain tasks to. And you can start doing it here. And what's special about the junior lawyer tool is it's able to grasp relevant information from multiple documents at once and really draft a cohesive story based on more information points from more documents. So it can really sort of mimic the analytical work process that a lawyer performs. So we don't, let's say, ask then the same question to all the documents
Right. Yeah.
similarly, and then
It can synthesize all the knowledge in the one answer.
indeed.
So
So
yeah,
it
that's
can combine and it can take all the information and see the connections and see what's relevant and what's not relevant. What we are working on right now, which is a very high in demand, is what we call prompt library. So we have quite some, let's say, R&D put into how best with the way, we built this junior lawyer tool, how best to ask for stuff. So to make prompts. And if you click on, for example, here, I see a couple of prompts. So these aren't many, but this is a demo case. So what I can do here is just click on a question that we know, dispute lawyer always want to know this, for example. And this is just a very easy example, but for many practice areas, we know sort of, okay, if you're doing M&A, you're gonna want to know X, Y, Z. So we already created some prompts for you. And as you'll see, it will gather information from the documents and give you the answers. What's really nice about Uncover is you can also see the sources. So you can also see where did the LLM get the information from. And you can open the documents as well. So you can see it and check it, because that's really important. And I would say it's very important for everybody using a form of AI in their work is to be able to check whatever output you get. So we put a lot of time and effort in making sure that it's retrievable and you can really see where the LLM got the information from. I can show you today, but next week we have also a feature in there which shows the actual citation. So it's no longer the document, but we can also show the sentences in the various documents that were actually used. So that's very valuable because it also saves a lot of time for the lawyer to look back. Yeah.
it's like a little thing, but I just really like that you call this a feature the junior lawyer. Because that's the thing, like to get people in the mindset that the LLM is working for them. Like it's not this all-knowing black box. Like you are telling it what to do, and you have to supervise it and review still. But you make it easy to do that through the citations and the showing where the document came from. But it's the mental thing is it's not this all-knowing robo lawyer. It's your assistant.
Indeed,
It's your
and
junior. You are supervising it. Yeah.
indeed, and it can also give answers that you're not satisfied with, obviously. So we do have some sort of drop down to say, okay,
Nice.
please be a bit more lengthy or do it otherwise or give your answer in a different way. But you do need to remember, you always need to check, right? And it's
Right.
indeed a junior assistant. So we call it that for a reason. That's correct. Yeah, but this you can also use to ask to draft a letter or an agreement and base it on certain documents or base it on whatever information it can find that's relevant. And this particular example case that I'm showing now doesn't have that many documents in it. It's 70 or 80 documents, but you can also use this very well on matters containing thousands of documents because underneath this junior lawyer front end, there's a whole agentic flow assessing the question, making sure that we cut up all the pieces of information from documents and are able to retrieve only the relevant information. And we also score, by the way, the documents in terms of how relevant do we think that they are. Because sometimes you ask something, but the question isn't very clear, or you actually want something else from the answer, but the interpretation may not be completely how you thought it was gonna be. So here we also always score how relevant we think the document is. Yeah, so sometimes the answer may lie on a document that we think is less relevant, but it can still pop up. But those are ways in which we help the user. And again, here you can always translate.
Nice.
You can push, obviously, all the AI outputs to email, Word, Excel, whatever you like to use it for. So that you can do. We have a document assistant. Hopefully that says also what it does. So it helps you go through documents, meaning that other than the junior lawyer for this tool, we assume that the person using it already knows the documents that they want to either pull information from or assign a task based on those documents. So here you can just select one or more documents, add them, and start asking questions about them. And then, it's really easy to figure out where the answer came from, obviously. But that's also a well-used tool, mostly for comparing or for, combining to-do lists or findings or, just takes away a lot of work as well. What we can also do is make timelines. And timelines, we call them timelines. Some other companies call it chronologies. So it's really a timeline of events, so facts. So it's a level deeper than the, let's say, documents chronological order. And we have two ways of doing it. We have an old version that's really, really nice. It looks really nice, but it's not conversational. So we recently released a conversational timeline builder. So what I can do here is just select a couple of documents and then say generate a timeline, and I can continue talking to the timeline to improve it. But what it now does is it extracts the facts that are relevant for this matter, and it puts them in chronological order and also gives you back information of where it's found the facts. So this is
And this is one of those tasks that doesn't really need a lawyer brain to do and would have taken hours, but now you can do it in literally minutes. It's amazing.
yeah, and in the back end, the underlying prompts are quite extensive and elaborate to make sure that the information that the lawyer sees is actually the information that's for lawyers relevant, because the documents contain much more information that are not relevant. And also we give the user the opportunity to say, for example, I want to know facts about person or company X, and it has to have to do with, subject matter Y. So they can also guide the AI what type of facts to look for. Yeah, and now it's working, just giving you this, and you can push this to another tool to share with colleagues or clients. And you can also just continue talking to the AI about these facts to redraft or do something else with it, which makes it very easy to use. And this saves a lot of time. Only just copy and pasting facts and putting it in an Excel and making sure it's correct. Yeah, that's what we do here.
That is really, really neat. I like that a lot.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a really much sought after feature. I mean, almost every lawyer likes this, but it's very difficult. We've been working on it for a long time because it's very difficult to get it right. And
Yeah.
we think we are there, but it's always, it's under constant. So
No, that's the thing. It's always new models come out, new abilities, a new need. Like again, talking to the customers, finding out a new need that they want. So it's a constant evolutionary process with these products. Yeah.
yeah, indeed, indeed. Yeah, and then because we use the LLMs and we use it safely and securely, we also make available the capabilities of the LLMs for people. But this is just because we have it, it's also included in your
Nice.
subscription. If you would have it. So you can use this for whatever. You can use it for, finding some basic legal information. But here the database isn't limited to the documents that you upload. So this is just us making available what we have for users as well.
Well, again, because that's such a huge thing that I know a lot of firms they're actually blocking OpenAI and blocking, Claude or any other publicly available LLMs just so because they don't want their proprietary or privileged information going up onto these national models. So it's kind of nice that you have that same functionality, but people can do it in the same secure way.
Indeed, and proprietary information does not end up in the models in any way if you use the junior lawyer and the document assistant, because those use the information that's uploaded, but the other one doesn't. So here you can just use it as if you're at home for everything you'd like. Yeah, and this is it. You can also collaborate. So the idea is we sell Uncover on a per seat subscription basis. Most of the time, lawyers work in teams. So one person connects the matter and uploads the documents, and everybody can be added to the matter and just continue working on it. We also allow for clients to look and see if our customers would like that. And we have a couple. It could work. Some clients really love it. And we also have some corporate legal departments that use Uncover as well. So they don't necessarily use it on a per matter basis, but you upload all agreements in one matter and then you can make use and benefit from all the features. Yeah, more or less in the same way.
Very nice. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for talking with us and for showing us Uncover Legal. I really am impressed with everything. I mean, I like also the interface. It's just very user friendly and it's like very obvious where you go to do what and it tells you what to do. And it's
Thank
actually very
you.
hard to get right, I think.
Thank you. Yeah, we put a lot of thought in that as well. We don't like, for example, to hide any feature because we know that lawyers can also be 60 and they want to see everything that's here. So we don't make it too smart. At the same time, we also don't show information that's not relevant. So things that don't mean anything to me, like document size. I don't care about the document size. As a lawyer, we don't show it because why would we? We try to make sure that it's an environment in which you can work for long hours in one go and not be too distracted and just, get the job done.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Again, my name is Sarah Glassmeyer. This has been the Uncover Legal LTH product briefing. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.